Rising pop star Björk as she arrived in Thailand. The young singer from Iceland was obviously distressed by all the media attention, and when a local television reporter welcomed her to Bangkok, Björk went berserk. The journalist says she has no plans to sue. Björk is scheduled to perform in Australia next month. In a moment, Paul Lynham confronts the Deputy Prime Minister.
During the arrival of rising pop star Björk. After refusing all media interviews, the young singer from Iceland was obviously distressed by all the attention. When a local television reporter welcomed her to Bangkok, distress turned to rage. Björk currently has an album in the Australian top 10 and is scheduled to perform here next month.
I'm really sorry, for her. I feel really sad for her. Her child was there.
Ms. Kausman says she has no plans to sue. It is still unclear if Björk's concert in Bangkok will go ahead. Björk's a Burke.
When she bashed a journalist in Thailand, today she arrived in Australia for a national tour.
It was with some trepidation that journalists gathered at Sydney's Museum of Contemporary Art this morning for an audience with Björk. This is what happened to a journalist in Bangkok 2 weeks ago. But Iceland's most famous export was on her best behaviour today, and keen to explain her outburst was an effort to protect her young son from the media.
And it's very hard to explain, it was just like mother instinct. But they just wouldn't listen, so they started asking my son questions. And they were kind of abusing the fact that he was a kid. This energy just came out of me that I didn't even know I had. There's 3 males, grown-up males on my back, and I just threw them off, and I was just ready to...
Concedes now those words don't really fit.
I think it describes the people that talk to me more than me, really.
Growing up in Iceland, Björk didn't get to see many bands.
Led Zeppelin came when I was 7, and Boy George came when I was 17. So that was it, really.
Björk is no overnight sensation. She recorded her first album in Iceland at just 11. It went platinum, and she's been recording ever since. She was awarded platinum CDs today for both her solo albums, Debut and Post.
Has finally made some sort of explanation for her bizarre actions last month when she lost her cool at Bangkok airport and attacked a local television reporter. She says she was trying to shield her son from the media and would even have killed to protect him.
The 30-year-old Icelandic pop star is a woman of intense passions. She says everything revolves around her instincts. The Bangkok leg of Björk's Asian tour only turned violent, she says, when the media got too close to her 10-year-old son, Sindri. That's when the mother instinct took over.
This energy just came out of me that I didn't even know I had. There was 3 males, grown-up males on my back, and I just threw them off, and I was just ready to kill.
Björk says her image isn't tarnished because she claims she doesn't have one.
Well, I think it's a bit of an accident that I'm so popular. I never planned it. By the year of 2050.
Björk plays the Horden Pavilion tonight and tomorrow. Shari Armistead, National 9 News.
You want to buy a seat at the front?
Can sing, and a lot of people who can sing put out CDs, and a lot of those people fade into oblivion pretty quickly. But if you're an Icelandic pixie with a Cockney accent, a peculiar vocal talent, and a history of spectacular, unprovoked violence, disappearing from the pop culture circus would be a bigger achievement than getting there in the first place. It would be easy to see Björk as the ultimate media creation. The only thing is, as Mark Llewellyn discovered, not even the media could create something like this.
If you've heard her or heard of her or seen her, this is a refresher. If you haven't, then this is Björk. Eccentric, eclectic, outlandish, Icelandic child woman Björk.
But I like all the emotion, you see. I like to be scared. I like to be happy. Wow! I like to be stupid. I like to be innocent. I like to be clever. I like to be witty. I like to be a 2-year-old. I like to be a 900-year-old. I like to be macho. Oh, a demon, you know? That's the wrong way to deal with it. Everybody's got a demon, but you just got to learn to live with him.
What's yours?
What?
What's your demon?
Oh, they
Tell
never
me.
have names, you see.
All right.
Because they're the most slippery creatures, and you can never know what they're going to do next.
Now, there's a school of thought which says the real question about Björk is not who or what she is, but whether she's all there. Which is a bit glib, really, because to work her out, you must first go to where she comes from. Yes, Iceland. In the land of the sagas, storytelling and music are a national pastime.
I learned to sing by walking outside in Iceland, because I used to go to school and live in my house and visit my granny and visit my relatives and visit my friends and like the guy in the corner shop and all these things. And I was trying to understand the grown-ups, but I didn't really get it. Like a viewer watching a wildlife program by David Attenborough and trying to work the behavior of the humans, you know. Why do they do those things, you know? And that's very much me walking between all those places and singing to myself. But I made sure nobody would know I was singing, you see. It was a secret. It was my little method of staying alive and keeping sane, you know.
If music came early, so did fame. At 11, a record made for fun turned her into that rare old commodity, an Icelandic superstar, the pre-teen darling of the locals and local TV. As a teenager, she turned punk. Then came the band The Sugar Cubes. They had minor success in Iceland and overseas, but it wasn't until she went solo with her 1994 album Debut that Björk really cracked it.
If you ever get close to a human and human behavior, be ready to get confused.
Glenn A. Baker has seen them come, seen them go, but Australia's rock brain has never ever seen anything like Björk.
Well, she is refreshing, she is original. There's something almost endearing and cute and cuddly in a feral sort of way. It's a real curiosity factor. The voice goes somewhere in the back of your brain and sort of twirls around the dark recesses. You can't actually get rid of her. I mean, it is something that is really quite addictive. And I don't think it's kids. I think it's guys who are, you know, stockbrokers, and I think it's housewives, and I think it's a whole range of people who are probably getting together and saying, "Have you actually caught up with that strange creature from Iceland?"
Do you enjoy being able to trick and bewilder and amuse people?
I think it's more a question of I get very easily bored, you see. I've got a very low attention span, and I need to keep myself excited.
When you fall in love.
It's just like going to a restaurant, you know? There's a dessert there, and there's a starter, and there's a pig, and there's a vegetarian meal. It's just you pick what you like. And I think it describes you more than the restaurant, what you pick at the end, you know? This is so long. You burst them with your tongue. You burst them with your tongue and all the fluid comes out.
Like an explosion.
Yeah.
Debut propelled Björk into the fame stratosphere. Platinum records, million-dollar sales, and mega concert tours. In Japan, land of the rising sun and that revolving sushi restaurant,
What a kick!
she's a superstar.
I love Björk.
The same story in China, most of the world in fact. But when she came to Australia in March, it wasn't so much her music that inspired initial interest, rather her impressive pugilism en route. The Bangkok bash as Björk went berserk. Obviously, she and the demons were having a bad day. Either way, by the time she reached our shores, the "whatever possessed you" question was begging to be asked.
Björk, welcome to Sydney. When someone said welcome to Bangkok to you, you went a bit crazy. What happened there?
Well, it's probably the fourth time in my whole life I lose my temper. And basically there were 8 camera crews. And so they started asking my son questions. And they were kind of abusing the fact that he was a kid. And this energy just came out of me that I didn't even know I had. There was 3 males, grown-up males on my back, and I just threw them off, you know, and I was just ready to kill if you even touch my son innocent.
It's a subject Björk is both passionate and silent about. The woman who once gyrated in the full bloom of pregnancy now keeps her private life just that, private.
Yeah, right in the middle. Thank you. Just one more,
When Björk was able to escape the press and her ever-present minders, the real Australia beckoned. Sun, sea and sand, who wouldn't love it? Well, Björk, in fact.
Well, Australia's a bit too much like America for me. I think if I would come all this way back, I think I might rather go for Asia. But no offense, just because the culture here is too similar to Europe to look exciting to me.
No offence taken. Indeed, her concerts here were sold out. Her Australian fans couldn't get enough of Björk.
I can't get my head around that, and for me to, because I don't.
Fame, fortune,